Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening, or this morning, this afternoon, depending on where you are. I will be your dungeon master. Today, we're continuing on with our ongoing campaign, playing Paizo Publishing's very cool Starfinder science fantasy role-playing game, playing through their Against the Aeon Throne Adventure Path. And with me today are the stars of the Against the Aeon Throne campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on left to right on my screen. First up is Thomas.
Hello, I'm Thomas. I'm playing Zakros, a human priest of Pharasma, Lady of Graves, an undercover smuggler who knows shady people. But most importantly, Zakros is a parish priest in the lower sectors on Absalom Station and a mystic healer who keeps his friends alive and his enemies off his lawn.
Nice. Next up is Brent.
Hey, I'm Brent. I am playing Tom. He is the android technomancer. He is a morally flexible archaeologist who specializes in magical and hybrid items.
Perfect. And last but not least is Mo.
Hi, I'm Morris. I'm playing Kat, a drow operative who is again somewhat morally flexible, as most drow are, and is, along with my colleagues on the crew, looking for adventure and trying not to die.
Nice.
Good way of putting it.
Oh, you can't hear Brent?
Oh,
Brent, say something.
Hi. Can you guys, am I coming through?
silence.
Really?
I
Oh,
can
that's
hear
weird.
it.
I can hear him, yeah. Did you mute Brent?
Can you do
Thomas,
that?
like, fuck, I'm sick of hearing from you.
No way. Hang on.
That's weird. I've never had selective mute
how
before.
could
I didn't know
you-
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little arrow on the Hangout thingy. I've not seen that.
Yeah, I can see. Like, Brent, go ahead and say something in the Hangouts. I mean, I wouldn't be hearing you otherwise, I guess.
Hey,
I
Yeah.
reset him, but I don't know how you could
No, that's
mute
weird.
him.
Let's give me some.
I definitely
Selective
didn't
mute.
do this. No. Are there some controls? Do I have to press something on his avatar? Or?
Unless, yeah, like I don't know in the Hangout if you can.
The sound is through the Hangout. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Okay.
If you hover over the top right-hand corner, there should be a little down arrow that you can have ignore and mute.
A down arrow.
So if you on the bottom right, there's all of our little images, and one of them is Brent.
Yeah.
If you click on the down arrow, that'll tell you what it says: mute or eject, or
Yeah.
is Brent muted?
I'm not.
No,
Oh.
now he's muted.
Now he's muted.
Yeah.
Brent, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay. Hey,
Can you hear him now, Tom? Brent,
No.
go ahead and say something.
I can't see him and I can't hear him.
That's weird.
That's really weird.
Okay, well, apparently the first challenge this session is going to be getting communication between our parties. So let's solve this. Brent, maybe would you drop out of the call and come back in again? Oh, Brent, you've been muted again.
No, I was just seeing whether because the camera picture seems to have frozen on Brent's on the Hangout.
oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
But I can hear him fine.
Maybe I'll pop out of the Hangout and go back in, Brent. Let's see if that makes a difference.
All right.
Don't worry about the. Let's see if that solves the problem. While Brent's coming back in, let's talk about where we last left our heroes too.
How's that?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can't see him. And maybe I drop out and come back in.
Sure, yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's hilarious. It's
Sorry
getting
about
worse.
that.
Yeah.
I don't exist.
So where we last left our heroes, well, I guess as the broader context, our heroes have come to the planet of Nakondis to do a simple delivery. Brent, why don't you go ahead and say something quickly?
Hey, are we?
Yeah.
Can everyone hear me?
Outstanding.
All right.
Yep. Okay. Although that you just give me an idea for the next time to pretend I can't hear you. I'm sorry, it's not coming through.
Yeah.
So where we last left our heroes, over the last couple of sessions, they had come to Nakondis to deliver some supplies as part of their regular ongoing kind of job delivering for Abadar Corps. And an upside or an added benefit to this particular run was going to be meeting up with one of their old former patrons, an android with a somewhat mysterious past named Sedona. However, when our heroes arrived in orbit around Nakondis, they encountered, boom, this. A very warm welcome. Warm in the sense of blazing hot plasma bolts. Fortunately, after a furious orbital dogfight, our heroes defeated what was later discovered to be drones apparently crafted by the Aslanti Empire. Our heroes then landed on the surface of Nakondis, and after a bit of reconnoitering at a research outpost, they have come to Madelon's Landing, the main settlement on the planet Nakondis. After arriving here, they met, on the way here, they met a fellow named Jellic Folsom, who was on the run from a bunch of Aeon Guard cadets who were chasing after him. Here's what the men and women of the Aeon Guard look like. Now, each of these, our heroes defeated several squads of these things, and then Jellic introduced our heroes to his now ex-wife, Abretta. That's a teeny tiny little picture. Let me get a bigger illustration of her. There we go. Boom. So, and it turns out that Abretta was organizing or part of a organized resistance to the occupying forces of the Aslanti forces. Our heroes found out, or had a number of potential tasks to undertake, and you guys, I think, agreed to start first with going to the man who the settlement was named after, Madelon, to go to his quarters and see if there's anything that you could learn. Is that consistent with what you guys remember?
Yes.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think we had the access code. And I think the idea was we were going to split up, and the more obviously non-human, we're going to try and sneak around in the brush, the undergrowth to the which way is north on this.
Yeah.
And then we got to the point where we were about halfway there, and then one of the patrols appeared to see something in the trees.
That is correct. And I'll do, guys.
Left.
Now, if I remember correctly, I think it was JT and Voldan. Unfortunately, Ingolf, our regular player for Voldan, he has had some pretty catastrophic internet connection issues happen over the weekend, so he is not able to join us. But he is here in spirit, and hopefully he watches us at another times. If so, hi, Ingolf. We miss you. I'm going to put Voldan. I'm putting him on the planet Nakondis. We'll put Voldan over here. And actually, why don't we put... and now these are going to be obviously outsized to what you guys are actually, in comparison to the containers, but it's just for the sake of having something on there. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, that's great. Okay, so JT, you can move that little token around, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then Tom. Here you go, Tommy. And Zakros.
Yes.
Put you over here. So I think you guys, this is around where you guys were at the time or when we left things, right? And there was, let me move you guys back just a scooch here. Okay, and then there was a squad of Aeon cadets, right, making their way over here. Oops, wrong thing. Where's my...
And if I remember correctly, we actually wanted to We asked you if you could activate telepathic message before we start the whole show,
Yeah.
because we can't communicate over the intercom, or else
That's right,
the Aeon guards will detect us.
Yep.
So I actually wanted to, because I have this voice modulator built in my neck,
Yep.
and I want to emulate, hang on, our captain's voice.
Vuldan's voice?
Vuldan, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to, actually would like to go into his mind and speak in his voice as if I am his conscious.
Awesome.
I would like, with his voice, of course, that, what am I doing here alone? I shouldn't leave my friends alone. I should be with them and not alone in the bushes here.
That's so great. Okay, now the thing is, so the voice modulator would not necessarily translate telepathically, but I fucking love that idea, and I think we've established that Vuldan is easily bamboozled. So what I'll let you do, why don't you give me a bluff check, please, and I'll give you a +2 to that.
All right, hang on a sec. I have to find my character.
That's so good.
Okay, that's
Nice.
not.
Yes. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so and does that include your +2 or not? No, so that's a
It's not,
22.
no. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so you know what? I want to check one thing because there is something that the Pathfinder sheets do. Let's see if these ones do it as well. There's a feature where you can set it to automatically prompt for modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
It does not appear that's the case here. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be the case. Okay, that's all right. Still pretty cool.
I'm not seeing my stamina and resolve and.
Oh, no, they're not. I'm just because if we do get into a fight, we'll go to a proper tactical map.
Okay.
I'm just
All right.
I'm gonna assume for now we'll just stay in kind of narrative combat or narrative scene.
I'm just gonna.
Hello.
Hello. Who's that? Is that Caden?
I'll unmute us, and I got a guest appearance here before she leaves the house.
Hey, Caden.
Hey.
How are you, Wiener?
Hi.
Hello there,
Hello.
Wiener. How are you?
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna see you again pretty soon.
I'll see you in a bit.
Oh, so I guess Brent, it will not be a surprise for you. I got a little surprise for her because she's at the age now where she can start working. I mean, obviously she can work on her reading now, but I got a copy of the Dr. Seuss-esque Dagon from H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay. I will peruse it before passing her away to avoid. So make sure she can still sleep through the night.
Yeah, I've got a copy. I got to snag another copy, but I intend to bring for her Dagon and Call of Cthulhu that are both done as Dr. Seuss books.
Nice. Are they kidified or full adult content?
I mean, they're fairly kidified. I mean, like, there's not like curses or whatnot too, but you know, the tentacly monsters are quite adorable in it.
It'd be interesting if I send him to school with her when she starts kindergarten in the fall, and see
Yeah, really.
how the school reacts.
Let's
That's
see here.
awesome.
Yeah, like this is the extent of the scary stuff here. Is
Oh, okay. That's
yeah.
all right.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That works. That's not too horrible.
Yeah, they're awesome. It's genius. Like, I mean, with all those stories in the public domain, this is a natural fit to do those like kidified versions of like Shadow over Innsmouth and the Mouth of Madness. Oh God, or
Yeah, I
the
think
Mountains of Madness. Not the Mouth of Madness.
Kindle just showed me the other week or the other month, effectively a collected edition for like $1.99.
Oh man, Yeah,
Which,
you can find audio versions too. Like it was about 2-3 weeks ago. It was maybe a month ago now. It was the anniversary of his death, like 80 years since his death, and you can find almost every like really good quality audio versions on podcasts of all of them. So
yeah, I did like some of the take on it from the Laundry Files game.
oh yeah.
There's one scenario where the bad guys resurrect H.P. Lovecraft a lot of times.
Oh jeez.
So effectively, they're using him as like a cluster computing node to try and do some summoning.
Jeez. He's
they escape and go for ice cream.
Oh god.
And you have to track down 20 H.P. Lovecrafts running around North London.
Yeah,
anyway,
he's a deeply problematic individual, but but his the works themselves stand pretty well on their own. Okay, so anyway, let's see here. So Vuldan hears this and kind of, and he, I think, says over the telepathic link, "Why are we split up? We should be together." So, JT, what are you doing right now?
So we know there's something to the front of us, isn't it?
You can hear something moving towards you. Yeah, it's not clear whether they are aware of you yet, because they were just moving. That you can hear them sort of clattering along. It sounds like someone is having difficulty making their way through.
They were in the bush, right? Not necessarily in.
Yeah, I think you and what I'll let you do is Tom and Zachros, go ahead and give me perception checks, please, and let's see if you had picked up these the sound of the patrol going through. Okay, so not Zachros.
No.
Tom, I think you probably did.
Okay.
So you can hear there's something moving that's not just your allies through the bushes. And then Zachros, I think, or Zachros, Vuldan will say through the link, there's a patrol coming. Why are we split up? And why did I agree to have my weapons stored?
Could we go back and hide in that container we've just passed? The one
these are all residences, so there's a chance that someone might be in there.
What if I'm gonna ping this here. This is where this is where we're supposed to go, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We could probably just get there and out of eyesight, right?
Yeah.
Sort of in the inside of the L shape.
Well, I mean,
and they're in the bush, right? So they
and Zachros might be able to, but currently Vuldan and JT are off in the basically the squad is walking up on them right now.
Okay. So they need. Well, JT, I don't have any worries about him hiding. It's Vuldan that poses the interesting challenge.
Well, I don't know. Let's take a look at his character sheet here. What is his stealth?
Oh yeah, I guess is he wearing his armor right now?
He is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his stealth is a +4, so it's not it's not awful.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to have about 10 seconds to make a decision as to what to do. Otherwise, these things are going to walk up on you. So, what are we doing, guys?
I'll suggest to Vuldan that we quickly go back north and hide, and then try and let them go past.
Okay.
Okay.
Vuldan
So sort of
telepathically says, "Well, but why did we split up?"
Well, we are where we are.
It was your decision.
Okay.
It was sorry, his decision?
Yes.
Okay.
He wanted to go through the.
Well, yeah, I think Vuldan did. I was happy to go in with the hoodie and sort of stay in the shadows. So I was going to say we go up and hide somewhere where I've just drawn that purple circle.
He kind of does a low growl from his throat, and then he turns in and will run off.
Zachros, why don't we go over? We can go here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go on. We'll lose them, and we'll try and catch up with you.
Okay.
So yeah, that's out of reach of the telepathic communication then when you're up there. Yeah.
Okay,
So you're on your own.
he's rattling along, and he's making. Why don't you give me a stealth check, please, JT?
Oh, right. Hang on.
Let's see how quiet you are.
I'm sure I was better at stealth than that.
Okay. Let's see how you do. Oh, man, a nat 20. Okay, so you know what I'll let you do with a crit? Is you can see Volden is sort of like trying to run along, and that secured, that bundle that Tom made for him with that secured his weapon is kind of like rattle, 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 hitting against him. I'm going to let your crit mean that he gets to re-roll it. Because currently he's sitting at a 9 for his stealth check, but let's see if he does any better here. Boom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my worked out character sheet has stealth of 9.
I think we can trust that it's unless there's some error, we'll deal with it between sessions.
Yeah.
Because
I'll have a proper reconciliation next time.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so he turns and starts sort of rattling along, and then you sort of like rush forward as nimble and quick as you are, and you stop his package from or the secured rifle from slamming up against him, and you just do this, and then you turn, and the two of you go racing off back in the direction that you came there. Boom. The patrol, you can hear it go by. Voldan uses his claws to, crawl up into a tree. He reaches down and drags you up. And basically, you're pulled up just as the patrol walks past you. And you can hear them rattling along. I think that, JT, you can speak Aslanti now, right?
Yes, because I put an extra rank in culture. Yes, so.
Okay. What you hear is just the sergeant say, and it's a woman again, say that I know we're all working double patrols now too, but these the commander, what's her name? Hold up, I got an actual position here. Lieutenant Sharu says we need to clamp down. They need to know that. So these colonists need to know their place, and they all kind of answer in unison. Yes, Sergeant. And then they keep walking past you and make their way off. You guys find yourself now, boom, alone again. Now, for the other two guys, you've gone racing through, and this is still fairly early morning, so there is that mist that hangs around everywhere. So I realized, there's two things that routinely show up. Actually, three things you can rely on in pretty much every game I run. One is a shipwreck. Two is fog or mist in a setting. And three is elements of horror. So,
Right.
Those are my ticks that I've come to recognize. So you guys go racing around the corner, and there's the ambient fog that's getting heavier. There's still little like flecks of electrical energy that pulse off because of the ambient charge that seems to suffuse Nikondas. And you slam up against the container, and you're waiting. And as you know, noted, Thomas, they're out of your allies or out of your telepathic link. So they're you're waiting and kind of listening and listening and listening. Now, is there a duration for the telepathic link?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Okay, cool. So then I think that it'll just pick up again once they get into range. And what you hear is kind of like midway through, you can hear Volden saying, Zakros, can you hear me? Zakros, can you hear me?
Yes, Fulton. What is it?
We're on our way.
Come quick.
Your captain is on his way.
Kevin, I have another. I didn't know that when you have culture ranks that you get another language. So
Yes, yeah.
It would have made sense that I took the Atlantean, but if you think no,
That's totally
not,
fine.
yeah.
That's
all
to
right.
be honest, it's one of the things that
Yeah.
they specifically call out in the adventure of like,
Yeah.
make sure to remind people that when they get a level of culture, they can take another language, like say Aslanti.
Aslanti, you know. Yeah, sorry, Dan. I would have
Yeah,
taken that as well.
Kind of assume that we're probably not native speakers at this point.
No, I think you've got like
No.
functioning, you recognized phrases and stuff like that, and I imagine there's some kind of like, you know, there's some kind of like program in your your digital devices that's assisting you along with that as well too. Maybe creepy
Yeah.
Alice is helping as well.
Yeah, I mean they've actually got that technology now, so they
Yeah.
use it in Afghanistan and places like that to do not quite
No,
real
for, like,
time,
predictive
but
stuff.
they do like say,
Yeah.
you know, are these your goats or who's stolen your
shit.
goats or something like that, and it will
Yeah.
translate.
Holy shit. Okay, so you guys make it to the Madelon's area. Now, as you come running up to this thing, what you see is a DM who is stalling because he didn't open up the book beforehand. So, Madelon's private residence consists of 2 connected prefabricated modules rather than 1, although there is a separate entrance to each module. One of the entrances is painted with an elaborate cityscape in gold above the words, "We all are welcome before the master of the first vault." Any of you who have Zacharias, you would know this for sure, but anyone else who has a level in, it's not religion, what is it? Culture, I guess?
Mysticism?
Mysticism, yeah, we'll say that you recognize this as, well, even that, or like, what's the, not Pact Worlds, is it Knowledge Local? Where is it?
Yeah, we don't have a knowledge local.
No, it's not Knowledge Local in this. There's an, I think it's Culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
culture just tends to be used for everything.
Yeah, so anyone who's got a point in knowledge culture, you recognize that this is, of course, Abadar. This is the one of the regular go-to kind of aphorisms or whatever for Abadar, and the Golden City is like that as well. The second entrance you can see, so that's sort of at the top one there. The second entrance, you can see that there is a George, who's one of the regular players in our Ash game and our what do you call it? Our Warcraft game, just posted the fog leads to the shipwreck leads to the horror. I can't wait to
So we were
crash.
right not to go to that crashed old ship.
Yes, the Liberator. Oh god. Okay, so the other sign says the other entrance has a small sign that reads "Private Business." Each entrance has a keypad next to the door, and that's all you see right now. There doesn't appear to be anyone else who is sort of moving around, or at least you can't hear anyone just yet. And I think there's that that kind of like creepy morning stillness that comes with and you know, every morning, I suppose, on Nacondas, partly because of the baffling effect of the fog. So you guys are standing there, and every, you know, adjustment of your stance leads to the gritting of the earth underneath your feet sounds much louder than what it actually is. And on top of that, you're not actually speaking; you're just telepathically communicating. So what do you guys do?
Well, telepathic, I'll say, let's get inside undercover, and I'll point to the nearest door, which I think is, well,
the private entrance one, or the one to the church?
Which is the one we're standing near in the L?
You guys can be close to either of them. I'm not fussed.
I think the one inside the L, because the one to the south is a bit more open to other people viewing it.
Oh, sorry. So it's these two here, the two connected. Both of these are part of what I've described. So one of the containers has been converted over to a chapel to Abadar, and the other one is the private residence.
Do we know which is which?
Well, I mean, the one has the entrance that says that, you know, all are welcome.
We go in this entrance because we're nearest to it.
Okay. Okay. So that would be
we've got that code.
So you enter the code, and the door slides open, and this is the the thing to the chapel. So you you step inside, and what you find is it is what you would expect from the from a chapel to Abadar. There's more depictions on the inside of hand painted or hand drawn different symbols and kind of aphorisms to Abadar. There's more depictions of the kind of golden city and the first vault, and there is a little like a little altar, some kind from which you would guess that he probably conducts services. Let's see here. It also contains some simple benches. The altar has Abadar's holy symbol of a golden key. And that's really all that of interest that this thing contains. What would you like to do?
Is there a way to get from this to the other container?
There is not, no.
Ah, right.
I'll do a quick detect magic just to see if anything
Sure.
pops up.
And
Yeah,
it's been a month since we played last. Why don't you give us a refresher as to what Tom's magic looks like as he casts detect magic?
So I think it looks similar to like if anyone's playing Iron Kingdom. So it creates a visual effect with like sort of, I guess, technological symbols. So maybe for detect magic, some blue lights come up over his or around his eyes, and maybe like with little symbols sort of overlapping them.
Love it. Okay, so this flares to life around you, and the soft glow of blue over your eyes as you look around. It does not appear that there is anything of obvious magic in here.
Okay.
Not that you can see right now, though.
Okay.
Okay.
I was
What
wondering
else?
if he was hiding some notes. Would he have hidden it maybe under the altar, rather than in his personal residence?
Would you like to inspect the altar?
Well, yeah. I was going to say I'll just quickly search obvious hiding places.
Okay.
Sure, I'll join in as a supporting role.
Sure.
Yeah,
So, Brent, why
so
don't you
that
roll
is-
your perception first?
I realised why my
Yeah.
stats were off. I hadn't taken my blinded
Oh.
from that evening when I got hit with the lasers in the eye.
Yeah.
I would do
Okay.
it.
I'd
So, why don't you, JT, you get +2 to your perception check.
Would be perception.
How much time do you want to spend on your search as well, too? Oh, yeah, never mind.
3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't really want to spend massive amounts of time.
Okay.
ransacking
So, JT, you make your way
looking
behind the altar, and you're looking around and studying the back end of this. There are a bunch of intricate kind of designs and whatnot on the back, and those seem to have been carved in after the fact. It's everything else in here has a prefab kind of, it rolled off the assembly line kind of quality to it, which is typical for Abadar Core. As I said, you can probably find on 100 different colonies almost the identical prefab units that have been dropped down. But you get to, there's one bit that seems as you're playing your hands over it, it seems to stand out. And what it is it's actually a key, which is, and there's lots and lots of keys over in the course of this design, but this one feels a little different to you. You push it down and you shift your thumb to the left, and you hear a pop from underneath. You go down and pull this. There's a hidden little alcove, it seems, underneath the altar, and within it there is a small data pad.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll pull that out and have a look at it.
Okay. So you get it out, and it appears to be the kind of course, it's manufactured by Abadar Core, so it has the symbol of the key on the maybe on the back of the data pad, kind of like iPad style, and it's otherwise just looks like it's the kind of thing that you would use for personal use. Mechanically, it's a tier 2 data pad.
We should take it with and then go through it when we get back.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So I think we go to the next one then.
Okay. So you guys are making
Obviously, maybe if some of the more human-looking people check outside first, rather than the large lizard person.
Okay.
When I feel that the time is running out for detect magic, I just renew the spell because it's a cantrip. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can cast it all over and over again.
Sorry, for detect magic or for telepathically?
Yeah, detect magic. Sorry, I meant telepathic message.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. No problem. We'll assume that you've kind of constantly, until this sort of like scene is finished, we'll assume you'll just keep refreshing it because it only takes a couple seconds. Okay. So I want, sorry, what's the duration of it?
It's 10 minutes per level, and we're at level 2, so it's
20
man,
minutes. Yeah. Wait, you guys got to level 2? What fucking generous DM lets you get to level 2? Jeez.
That was ages ago.
Yeah. Well, I can do detect magic as well.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's right, because you got your
But-
drow magic.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys get to the door and you look outside, and no, it still is. You can hear the sound of the Nakandis wildlife, kind of the screeching of hobgars, no doubt somewhere off, the kind of calling of birds, but otherwise there's no other sign of any life out there. So you can head over to the second one and enter your code. Now, before you do that, I want to remind my players the nature of the DM that you play with. And that is to say, I really enjoy my OSR games. And OSR games are often big fans of things like traps. Unless you expressly tell me that you are checking for something or that you are trying to listen for something, I won't be offering that information. So it just... and I think like the reason it's not just because I enjoy being a jerk. I do enjoy being a jerk, but there's a method behind my madness, and that's because I think it's more immersive if you're having to interrogate the fiction. If you're having to get in there and think about what the plaything looks like and what strategies you have to do, I think that makes for a more immersive experience. So, with that reminder in mind, did you want to do anything before you just plunk in the code and enter the room?
Well,
yeah, because it's a private residence and stuff. I think for sure we'd probably listen just to see if there are people, home or something.
Okay. So why don't you give me
hang on
Yep.
a sec. Yeah, just in case, Kat, if you want to check for traps, and you
I'll just check, make sure no one's been fiddling with the lock or done anything that looks hinky.
If you don't find any, I have a spell. It's called Psychokinetic Hand. So at a safe distance, I can put in the code. All right.
So this would be
I never thought of that.
engineering or perception to see if anything's been fiddled with. So
I'm
just really seeing if any wires have been added or.
That'll be perception, please.
Yeah.
And then Brent, you can go ahead and give me a separate perception check as well. Oh, JT.
Oh, it looks fairly stock. But we know
Totally fine.
Madelon's in the jail, don't we?
Yeah,
He was one of the people that's been carted off. So
that's right. Yeah, Madelon and Sedona, as well as some of the other more important leaders. So, Tom, the way I think the scene plays out is you sort of walk up to the thing and you listen at the door to see if anyone is inside, and you're about to plunk in the code, and Kat's like, whoa, and he stops and kind of looks down, inspects the outside, and you can't see any sign of any traps or any alarms of any kind. So it does appear that no one has booby trapped this place, because I think the healthy paranoia that you want to engender is not only for whoever actually owns this place, but whether the Aslanti would have booby trapped it to set off a signal if someone wanted to try and get in there.
I don't think Tom been like super naturally cautious about the door, so he's just like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay, but I mean, JT, you find nothing unusual about this at all.
Are there windows? Have you passed by a bunch of windows anyway?
I don't think there are windows in here. I think it's all like these are effectively shipping containers that are repurposed into living units.
Okay, so no hiding in the bushes and using psychokinetic hand to flick on and off the light switch.
No. Okay, so I mean, otherwise, are you just going to enter the code then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to do that?
We've got the
Okay.
we've got the Aslanti radios, haven't we?
You do. Well, you've got their helmets.
I
Yeah,
was just wondering whether we ought to listen on that when we punch the code in case they get an alert on the sort of the general band.
Now, you guys didn't tell me that you were bringing an Aslanti helmet with you, but what you could do is spend your Nova points to edit the scene and say that's what you did.
Yeah, okay, I've got one. I think left from last time.
Oh, well, each of you start with one. They don't carry over from the last session, but each of you gets one. Now, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with unspent ones. In other campaigns, it's extra XP, but we're not tracking it in this one. One thing I thought that we might do with it is to give you a point of stamina back. Or not stamina, a point of resolve back, but I think that might be a little too generous. So we'll see, because I don't want there always to be, a guarantee to have a topped up resolve as well as fresh Nova points at the start of the session. So, but I'll think of it. I'll think of something that will be meaningful for those rewards. So, so each of you.
Okay, Tom.
Sorry, you said you're going to have that then?
Yeah. I think we were being careful about when we turn them on, just in case we were tracking them. But
sure. Okay.
Yeah, we've got to separate the communicator. When we have some downtime, we totally have to pull that thing out of the helmet.
You definitely have tools to do that at a Bretta's shop.
Yeah. We'll think about that. I was also thinking about converting their rifles into snipers. Sniper rifles. Yeah, Tom, if you go ahead and put in the code, and I'll say don't go in just in case there's a tripwire or they've set up like one of those infrared laser beams.
Okay. Right, so you gesture, and then boop, 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 and the door slides open and reveals a darkened interior. Now, JT, I should have actually rolled for this the first time too. JT, as it opens up, you look down, and there's something that your very, very keen eyes can see that there's a slightly that what looks like a kind of like a mat inside, like a prefabricated mat. It's just slightly askew. And you can see underneath there is a pressure plate that someone has set. Okay,
well, I'll put my hand up and tell people to stop. Can we sort of step round the mat? Or is it a mat so big that we wouldn't hurt?
No, like you probably jump over it without difficulty. But what you can tell is that it is. I want you to give me an engineering check too. This isn't going to cost you any actions. This is just part and parcel of your perception check. Oh wow! Okay, so here's some. That's a really good roll. First off, what you can tell is that this is something that is kludged together. This is something that has been improvised and put together. It's not like a part of the prefab unit where they always have a pressure plate in there. And because you rolled so well too, I think that you pick up that you recognize some of the way that this thing is constructed, that it's, unless the Aslanti are adapting Pact World's tactics, this is something that is it's likely one of the colonists who set up this device, Madelon or maybe someone else, not the Aslanti.
Okay, can I see whether it's triggered attached to anything? And
you think you could pretty easily disable this? Okay,
well, I'll disable it, but leave it so we can turn it back on.
Sure. Give me another engineering check, please. Oh, and you spent your Nova point. Oh no!
Can anyone else intervene?
No. What you can do? Oh, yeah, you can spend, if you want to spend your Nova point for him. That's fine.
Okay, I'll pay him back and sort of like, because I've got an engineering background too. So Tom will be like, no, don't touch, don't cut that wire.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So give me another engineering check, please.
Which one of us?
JT, please. Yeah. So he sort of stops you, and you're like, okay, hold on.
Well, I was imagining that was sort of it assisting.
Yeah. No, it's not. Oh no!
Not that
Oh,
one.
no, you mean
The
this
other
one.
wire, not that wire.
That one.
The other wire, not that one.
Other white wire.
Yeah. Can
Star
I spend
Wars
my-
may have its Death Stars and Star Trek may have its V'ger probes, but we have a nasty mat. So, all right. So, what I need from because I think Tom, the way you were describing it, you're kind of standing next to him. I need Tom and JT to please give me reflex saves.
Okay.
Hang on. Were we under time pressure? Couldn't he just have taken 10 or something?
There's a consequence of failure. So with this,
Yeah.
so you have to roll for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think at very high levels, you can do some of these type of things, effectively taking 10 or 20.
Okay.
But normally, you have to be like,
Yeah.
hang on, ref, where is it? Where is it?
Okay. So Tom and JT, give me reflex saves, please. Oh, that ain't good. Oh, that ain't good either. My goodness, guys. All right, so Tom, you take 11 points of damage, and JT, you take 10 points of damage. As what happens, that basically something kind of pops out and pulses out, slamming you with concussive force. You're not knocked down or anything, but you're staggered back. And then, hold on, I'll move your tokens over, guys, so it's easier to track the damage. A sec here, where are you? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I see. You probably were just reaching out to stop me, and I just sort of you didn't quite catch me in time before I hit the wrong.
Yeah, no, don't touch that. Boom. Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead and you can adjust your tokens now. 10 points of damage to JT and 11 to Tom.
Were we healed from before? I can't remember.
You were, yeah. You
Yeah.
guys would have been at full.
Yeah, I
right
think
now.
we'd taken we slept.
Oh, yeah,
taken-
right.
Yeah, so you got everything back. Yeah, that's when I was last session was my fucking embarrassing rant about them not fucking making it clear when you recover stamina.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm through my stamina and into the hit points.
You threw.
Did you actually disable the device?
It's disabled now.
Well, here's the thing: is there's actually, guys, there's actually an alarm going off as well too, an audible alarm. Weep, 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 like kind of like car alarm style. You know, weep, 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 weep. What are you guys doing?
Is there anything?
I'm going to shut that off as soon as possible.
Okay, give me another engineering check, please.
No.
Can I assist?
You can, yeah. Go ahead, give me an engineering. Brent, do you have engineering tools?
Not specifically. I don't have a toolkit. No.
You don't have a toolkit. Okay. I don't think you can assist with this then.
Okay.
Because he's trying to do it really quickly. But look at
Okay.
that roll! Holy shit!
Yeah, I haven't got mine out either. So.
Well, I'm assuming you did. Like, if you were, because that's one of those things where you need to have the kit in order to sort of do the task.
Yeah, I suppose I'd have it out when I was fiddling with the mat, and presumably I just pick them up and then just cut the wire.
Yeah, so you drop this, you grab some cutters, and it cuts. And as suddenly as it started, it's done. What are you guys going to do? And it's loud, like it was echoing out throughout the community. What are you guys doing?
I think we need to search this place quickly and get out of here.
Okay, let me make one quick roll here.
Now would be the time to activate that helmet and see what the hell's going on.
I'll turn. You search. I'll listen out.
Okay.
I stay outside and keep an eye around this.
Yeah, if you could do a
surroundings.
lookout while the three of us quickly search this place.
Vuldan is pulling something out from the bundled up metal.
Yeah, calm down, my friend. Calm down.
I'll cast detect magic,
Okay.
which is a bit more of a mystical effect
Okay, now
for drow.
casting
And
detect
I'll
magic
quickly.
require that will take your standard action. We're into like round per round thing now. So did you want to use your standard
It's
action?
at will.
No, at will just means you can do it as many times
It's
as
a
you
standard
want.
action.
It still would take your standard action because we are going to be tracking.
Okay, I think I'll start searching normal.
Okay, let's do this, guys. Click on your token and go ahead and click on initiative just to give some structure to the scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Open up the timer here. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Oh, I think I forgot to clear the last one. Fucking DM. Jeez. Yeah. You had one job, Kev.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
4 weeks ago.
I know. In a month, you couldn't clear it? Come on. Jeez.
Well, it seems to be the right ones.
The last numbers are the correct ones, it looks like. Just there was a bunch of other ones descending. Okay, so Zakros, I'm not going to bother rolling for Voldan. Zakros, you're up first. What are you doing?
I scan the surroundings and see if something obvious or not obvious, if there are enemies moving, if somebody's approaching. I hide behind the container.
Okay. So give me a perception check too. Let's just see how you're doing on that. Nice. Okay, great. So then we'll use that as your sort of your baseline. There's nothing you can hear yet. Next up is JT. What are you doing?
Is there what looks to me like an office area or a desk where he would have done administrative type work?
Okay, so the if you're going to try to inspect the thing, that will be your standard action.
I'll scope out the room.
Okay, so you're not listening to the comm? I thought that's what you were choosing.
No, I'll start doing that, and I'll turn the comm on at some point.
Okay.
Or is that an actual standard action, which is something I can just...
It's the listening in. I think it would require your focus to be listening in, and it's a language that you just
I'll have it turned on, but I'll actually look around the... Effectively, it's a studio flat, isn't it? So
the thing is, I don't think you can do both, and the reason is you just sort of learned Aslanti, so you're gonna, if you're listening into a bunch of different Aslanti talking back and forth on the comm, you're gonna want to have your full attention on that to try and pick up.
Okay, I'm gonna search the place first.
Okay. Tom, what are you doing? Was that your plan too?
Well, I'm gonna go to, because it looks like everyone's sort of doing their own thing, so I'm gonna their own way. So what I'll do is detect magic. While someone's doing a physical sweep, I'll do that.
So you're outside. Once again, you activate your detect magic spell.
And then just walk in would be my other move.
Okay, so you're inside, and JT, you head in. So JT, give me a perception check, please. Okay, nice. All right. So what? The interior of the residence is in disarray and has plainly been thoroughly searched.
Does it look like a bomb's gone off?
Well, I mean, the stuff at the immediate entrance, blows back some stuff, but no. It looks as if someone has done, the Aslanti have done a thorough search of this place.
Okay.
Let's see here. So you're looking around. And you find that there is a report. Yeah, I mean, what's sort of strewn across the desk here, and what is all on the floor as well too, is just really the kind of administrative reporting and whatnot that you would expect from administrators, from the head of a colony, in particular a colony that would be as bureaucratic minded as an Abadar Corps one would be. So there's there's information about the quotas that are being met or the loads that are being met from the different mining regions. There's information from the different summaries, and then detailed information from the different scientific outposts on the planet, status updates for the various, the different kind of production projects that are going on in Madelon's Landing as well, but nothing that seems to stand out for you. Top of the round again, Zach. Hold on, I actually got to turn something over here because we're counting down. One less now. Okay, Zachros, you're still listening, and listening. You can't hear anyone moving in the near distance right now. You think you maybe hear some voices somewhere off, but no one approaching just yet. JT, what are you doing this round?
Are the voices, can I figure out if it's in common or in another language?
They're pretty far off, but I think you recognize the words that are being spoken are common.
All right. So
not Aslanti. JT, what are you doing?
Can I go into the sort of living area and look for obvious hiding places? Behind pictures of his kids, his wife.
Yeah.
Hidden under the bed or the desk side cabinet. It's like where you might hide something personal rather than boring bureaucratic stuff.
Sure.
So I assume there's like a little sort of bedroom area or something.
Yeah,
I'll try and search that.
Well, I'm going to just use your previous result, and there doesn't appear to be anything. Although, I mean, it looks like someone has given this place a thorough looking over as well, too. Like there's chairs overturned, there's whatever. So you're sort of retreading the ground that whatever the initial search was trying to reveal. But you feel certain that if there was something there, you would have found it with the search you've done. Tom, what are you doing?
Scanning the area with looking for anything glowing blue. Like,
when you say the area, what do you mean by that?
Like the residence.
The residence. Okay, no, there's nothing that appears magical in here.
Okay, so I'll dismiss that, and I guess can I start searching then manually?
Okay. Next round, Zachros. You can hear the sound of. There's the sound of armored footprints that are, or footfalls that are coming. It's the sound of someone who's running towards you, and you think like maybe within 10, 20 seconds away.
Okay. I warn the others that, come on, make fast. We have no time. The enemies are approaching.
They seem to be coming from off in this direction here, and off in this direction here.
All right.
What do you? Okay, so you do anything otherwise?
Yeah, I go a bit more to the south, like there, and behind the two container buildings, whatever.
Where does Vuldan go, do you think?
I think I ask him or tell him, follow me here.
Okay, he will join you. Vroom. And he starts trying to pull that gun out again.
Yeah, I let him.
He's got it out. He's ready to go. JT, what are you doing?
Hearing that, I'm going to effectively join them. So I'm going to effectively come out of that entrance and see they're going south.
Okay.
Did you actually say where the noises were coming from?
Noises are coming from over here.
No. But did I hear? They're from the
Zachros,
the east and the west.
Zachros.
Yeah,
I'm assuming. All right, so I'm going to effectively run. So that's 4 times movement, I think.
Yeah,
I'm going to run and join them in that that sort of gap between those two units, and just go south and go round the long way.
Okay. And Tom, what are you doing?
I will bring up to the rear and shoot off after everyone to catch up to them.
Okay. So again, you're they're now like 10 seconds away. They're almost.
I'm going to say telepathically, get in the woods in the south.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just jump into this. Yeah.
Sure. Why don't we do this? Who has I think the worst stealth is likely Vuldan. Who has the best stealth?
I suspect that might be me, given my.
No, I have the worst.
Oh, do you?
I only have a 1. I don't know what.
Vuldan only has a 1 as well, too.
Yeah.
The total bonus is +4 for him.
Mine is +1.
Oh, fuck yeah. Then you're the worst. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, I'm at 8.
I'm +2, so I'm much better.
Okay. Do you remember, guys, whether only one person can aid or can multiple people aid?
As many as it makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
so what I'll let
it's-
you guys do, rather than having everyone roll and me just waiting for one of you to fail, I'm going to say we'll take the worst roll and then everyone else can aid with that. So, okay, that seems like a more fair way to play this out, but still has a potential consequence for failure. So, first up is good old Voldan. Voldan's adding +2 to your roll there, Thomas. Brant, why don't you roll for Tom?
All right.
Another +2, so +4 total. And JT, go ahead. Oh no, is that your roll? Hey, and nat 20 from. Okay, so then what I'll say is you're gonna have you've got +6 right now, or you can re-roll because of his JT's crit.
Oh God! What do you suggest, guys? What should I do? Should I?
Roll.
we don't know what we're aiming at for, do we?
No.
So you got
I guess
15
at
plus
least-
6.
I guess at least 15, and we have
What's the total bonus right now?
13 at the moment. So I re-roll. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there it goes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Whoa! Nat 20.
Wait,
guys.
that's awesome. Thank you.
So why don't you tell me the this badass stealth commando kind of thing that you guys do to get yourself back to Bretta's shop?
Yeah. God, how
What
does
do we
that
see?
look like? Yeah.
Well, I think we plunge into the jungle to the south with me sort of hurriedly trying to like move the branches back.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest we sort of go, we take a really long, maybe most of the rest of the day or 2/3 of the day and just go, go a couple of miles south and then go left or right and try and come around to the back.
So what Voldens tells you is, the that he tells you shares a Veskian adage with you is that if you're watching when your enemy watches your food, you go for their pantry. It's not a very good one, but so because they're all looking over at the alarm, he's saying, no, fuck it, we can make our way back quickly.
Right, that sounds good. I'm kind of.
Well, you mean go around to the east?
Just you can make a relatively quick route and make your way back through town. If they're all searching that alarm right now, he's saying,
we've got that big thing in the center. You mean sort of go round to the other side?
Well, what he's saying is that if they came from here, and they came from here, that means that there's likely no one over there or over there who's watching. So you can quickly make your way past.
Isn't that place in the center where that big prefab is?
Oh yeah, you don't want to go that way. So I think your plan to go through the woods is not a terrible one. Just that you don't really need to, cut all the way through the, the bushes.
Well, we could just go. I'm going to suggest we could just go through the woods to here, and then quickly sort of run across here and go round.
Isn't there something over here? Don't we have to disable a device there that the animals of the native animals can?
Yeah.
That's that hotbar cage.
Can cause havoc.
Yeah, but we want to do that, I think, to coincide with when we do some other stuff. So
yeah, I think we thought we'd do that if we were going to try and break people out of the prison.
Okay. Well, let's say your captain's gonna kind of take charge here, and he gets you guys back to Bretta's shop. So we'll just we'll say you're back there, and we'll let you guys make. Oh, what am I doing? Make your plan for what the next sort of thing is going to be, because you do have that data pad as well.
Yeah. Right.
I was going to suggest we have a 10-minute rest. And then,
to spend. Yeah, you absolutely can do that. Yeah, because you guys are both pretty messed up. Why don't we do this, guys? We're at our normal. I know we started late today as well, but we are at our normal halfway point. So why don't we take a quick break, refresh our beverages, go to the washroom, and then we can talk about what you guys want to do for the rest of the day or for the next day.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. um, 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 um. Okay, just waiting for my players to get back. So for those listening at home, boy, is it fun to be back playing Starfinder again. Hey, Tom.
All right.
I was just saying, so boy, is it fun back playing Starfinder again. I really enjoy running this game.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, the thing I particularly like is how easy it is to judge difficulty levels for level.
Mhm.
You know, like the whole it's 10 or 15 or 20 plus the half DC. It makes it's easy to improvise shit on the fly. Did you guys were playing through the Dead Sun's Adventure Path, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Would be changing back to Starfinder now.
Nice.
Yeah. So I started with Starfinder, went to Dungeon World, Planet World it's called, I think. And then now we're going back because the setting is fantastic and the rules really fit to the setting, I have to admit. The cyberware and the magic and everything. It's really good.
There's something I haven't recorded it yet, but I got an episode of the podcast that is gonna come up where I talk about this. But I think like what I really find with Starfinder is that how like D&D has a lot of inspiration behind it, right? Like there's it's got a bit of Tolkien in there, a bit of Howard, a bit of Clark Ashton Smith, a bit of what's his name, the creator of Tarzan, Burroughs. So there's all the different things that they drew inspiration from, but the combined result of that is Dungeons and Dragons is its own thing. It has its own sensibilities and whatnot too. And Starfinder is really like that. It's not. It has. There's little bits you can kind of see some Star Wars in there. You can see some D&D stuff in there. You can see some like Dune in there to a degree. You can see some Blade Runner, but it's really its own thing. And that's I think the best way. I was misunderstanding it as being just like a generic sci-fi game before, or like being like a generic Star Wars thing. And it's not any of those things. It's its own thing. And it's a shit ton of fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next supplement or the next Alien Archive too, because that one's going to have rules for companions in it.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think there's the I can't remember what they're calling it. It's the one they did the playtest war for the Witch Warpers and the.
Oh yeah, that's going to be in the player's handbook or player's companion or whatever it's called. But those are the next two things: is the player's companion and then the Alien Archive 3. But that's going to be pretty fucking cool. Even having rules for like minions, I would like the idea to have an easy way. I imagine like I can kind of come up with something on my own with the rules from the first Alien Archive, but I'd like to have rules for doing companions too. So if you want to run like a military sci-fi thing, to have an easy way of like putting up your players in charge of a little squadron of guys, right? Because combat's really fucking fun in this game, and it feels very heroic. And if you've got minions dropping behind you, like your members of your squad, that's going to feel even more awesome. Of like, no, my stormtroopers, Yeah, George, that's cool. George agrees with me about this. The Starfinder setting. It's got. Actually, I'm not sure if he agrees with me or with you, Tom. I imagine it's probably you.
I mean, some of the new AP in the sun is really quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's trippy. The next one is the one like when we finish against the Aeon Throne. I think the next thing I'd like to run is that I don't even know what the new Against the Swarm one's going to be like, but if you take a Starfinder take on aliens, I'm on board.
Yeah, and it looks like sort of a combination of aliens and like massive invasion.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you're not part of the military in that. I mean, I haven't read all the stuff that's been on there, but
I saw
there's some implication that you're part of the military in that.
I think they may be playtesting. Like a lot of the Pathfinder Adventure Paths, what they do is, or they did for years, was they would sort of like play test stuff that was going to end up in a hardback at some point. So like the Kingmaker AP had the rules for kingdom building that eventually ended up in a modified version in Ultimate Campaign. And Against the Swarm is going to be the first Starfinder AP where they've got a player's guide. So I wonder whether there's going to be supplemental rules in that for something like, running squads or stuff like that, or being a member of a military organization. So it's, I'm looking forward to it. We'll
Starfinder Striker.
Yeah, really.
If you played the, but hopefully less the. I remember we did a big session once, and we gamed out 30 seconds in real time. It was basically some panzers went in, and then there was a brief firefight with some Tech 14 guys.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay.
I did find out the rules there was don't design flying tanks like you do normal tanks. So we managed to fly over a AA battery.
Oh fuck!
And of course, normally the normal tank doesn't have much on the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, good lord.
Anyway, right.
Okay, so where we left before our brief break, there was you guys making your way back to a little bruised and battered, back to Ebretta's shop. So yes, in terms of mechanics, you guys will be able to take your 10-minute rest here. So if you want to spend a resolve point and gain your stamina back, you're free to do that. And then what do you guys want to do here? You got that data pad.
Yeah,
excuse me.
Better investigate what's on the data pad. Hey guys, did you find anything else in that room?
No. It looked like it'd been pretty well turned over before.
All right.
I think maybe he was hiding something.
You know what I'm gonna say,
church
guys?
is less likely to be searched. But
you know how we said that you were being hid under, like in this sort of secret spot underneath her shop there?
Yeah.
What she has done, Ebretta, because Ebretta's kind of a tech genius as well too. She's converted one of the helmets. If you left one with her, she's converted it into basically like a radio transmitter, so you can hear the what do you call it? You can hear the sort of the sound of like it's like listening to a police band scanner. You can hear the sounds, the voices of the different Aslanti forces kind of going off. And I think when you get back to when you sort of burst in the door and like kind of slam it behind you, she's like, "What did you do?"
There was a bomb when we opened the door.
No, my screwdriver slipped when I was disarming it.
Oh, that must have been of. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. I agree
I
with her.
know it's more of an hour. But,
Was that one of the Resistance's traps? It didn't look like it was.
It may have. I think that someone may have set that afterwards as a payback for them. As I said, we're not terribly organized as of yet. So.
All right. Well, but we did find this.
Let's get you downstairs, though, and he sort of picks up she opens the area for you guys to get down. Get down there, and you're sealed down. So then you get a chance to take your gear off, and you kind of catch your breath. What I'm going to say is, because like I'm not just gonna blue haze her. Kesvana is here. As well, James's character, even though for those listening at home, James is unfortunately not going to be able to carry on with our campaign just because real life has been pretty demanding on him. What I'm going to say is that I think she drank some water at some point, so she's just going to be ill, recovering from that for the purpose of us, and then we'll just figure a way where she exits gracefully so she can be lurking in the background if James is able to rejoin. But what it means is that you guys will have someone who will constantly be able to monitor the scanners. So you can have that as a resource to draw on. If you want to ask her to do some low intensity task, she'll do that as well.
He was an engineer, or she was an engineer, is that right?
Yeah, she's a mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what I'll do? Hold on. I can edit this so you guys can all check her out. Nope, that's just me. All players. There we go. Okay, so you guys should all have access to her now if you want to send her on any tasks. Okay, so but you're back down there now. What's the next stage of the plan here, guys? You had 10 minutes to kind of catch your breath, get some water. You've got that interesting data pad from Madelon, or hidden in the Chapel of Abadar. What would you like to do next? Anything further today, or?
Yeah, well, let's take.
Well, I think after having a break and a coffee, I'll get it out and get my hacking kit out and start having a look at, see if I can get into it.
Okay.
I mean, I'll try the code we had.
Okay. The code was for his entrance, or his residence, not for the. Yeah. So you and it kind of doesn't let you in.
All right. I was just seeing how good his password security was.
Yeah.
Right, we'll get a hacking kit and.
What's the Pact World word for password? Okay. So you get your stuff out and you start accessing. It. I don't think there's any like actual hacking stuff here. You just sort of set it on, and there's a wireless connection, so you don't have to tear it apart. Are you doing this alone, or are you having someone assist you?
I can help out with that.
I was wondering either that or Kesvana can help because she's a mechanic. So this is
Kesvana actually might have a
trade
better
computers or an engineering check. So maybe we put all our heads together and we'll try it collectively.
I think Tom has a really high computer score as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Kesvana's got an 8 as her total bonus.
And I've got 9 in computers and 10 in engineering. So I'm sure
better
engineering, 1 in computers.
So here, why don't you, Brent, go ahead and make a computers check for me. Let's see if it's 8 another. Oh, I think you're level 2 and Kesvana's level 1 as well.
I noticed she hasn't been leveled up yet. So
so
we are going to use her. We'll have to do that.
It would be 9 and 9. That would be what Kesvana would.
Okay. Well, she's still level 1. The downside to if you're not if you don't show up for a session, you don't get XP. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I do have a hacking kit, so that's +2, isn't it?
Okay. So you got your hacking kit, so +2. So you let's see here, Brent or Tom, go ahead and give me a computers check, please. DC 10. Okay. That's not a great roll. So you got +4 in total, then I guess. JT.
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
So you plunk it. Whoa, nice. All right. So you plunk the data pad over there, and I think you and Tom have been working together well enough. Tom, you've got. Do you have a hacking kit or of some kind, or?
No, I have to, when we go shopping,
So what I'm going to say, and I actually don't know whether I think that the aid. There are circumstances like when you were trying to hack the, or to find the trap or disarm the trap rather, or the other things where you could aid. I'm not sure this is one of the things where like a backseat driver would necessarily help unless you were able to physically access it as well.
Okay.
It's still going to be he certainly rolled well enough for that, just to give context for future efforts here. Why you need to get that stuff.
Does Kesvana have one? Because I don't see any equipment on her sheet.
Oh, probably. Let's see here. I mean, she must have gear. I just don't know.
I have one, but it's where the question of I could just lend it to someone if they're doing the role.
Yeah, you could do that. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if James just didn't list this stuff or not. It could be actually me that didn't list this stuff. I'll take a look. So George says yes, so we'll head out. But if his bit of advice for you is if I make a roll and then say interesting, run for your life.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you do though is Tom is borrowing yours, and the two of you are furiously at work here. The security on this is actually pretty it's pretty cut rate. You're easily with the combined effort of you guys to slice right through the security that's on here. It's pretty, bog standard Abadar core, like, firewall stuff that's been put down. And what you're able to access is that there are, in addition to sort of like a lot of logs that he's included for like status updates and whatnot too, the thing that's of particular interest is one subfolder that deals with the, it says something about the ship. And what it's referring to is that crashed ship that Sedona listed. And there's actually a couple video recordings that are on here as well.
Cool. Well, I'd be interested in seeing, or Tom would be interested in seeing those.
Yeah. So what they are is, and I think you guys could probably with either with the data pad, you can view it on the data pad, or you can maybe feed the video stuff through Alice, Brent, because we've already established that she's got kind of a holographic display thing, right?
So yeah,
you could maybe like sort of like it projects up and then displays the thing in a larger format so you can all watch it.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Okay, so you feed those files over to Alice, and Alice sort of, opens up her hands, and this big screen opens up, and it's Sedona again too. So this is the first time I think you've seen her in 3 or 4 years, right? Because
yeah.
So, and she is. It's funny how our pop culture exposure conditions us to certain things. My mind is picturing it all in blue, just like Star Wars, but there's no reason why it would be like that.
Okay.
I sprung for the full full color spectrum on the.
Yeah, exactly. It's obviously high tech enough to be able to give full spectrums, but my brain is just like no, it's all blue. Okay, so what you see is it's a conversation between her and Madelon, and I don't know if I actually uploaded an image of Madelon just yet, but I will hold it up to the camera because it is a pretty cool illustration. That's another thing. The art in the Starfinder products is fucking awesome. That's Madelon right there. He is, of course, a Lashunta, and he's, I think, that subspecies that's a little stockier than the other one. And I picture him played by like a young, I think it's Dennis Franz is the name of the actor. It's the guy from NYPD Blue. He's also in the second Die Hard as like the put upon security guard or whatever, the guy who's in charge of security who hates John McClane. That's what this guy is. So he's asking her to describe some of the, it's just say like, well, what is it you found? And let's see what she says the following. Let me see here. I'm just going to make sure I'm getting the correct information for you guys here. So there are several still images that are also referenced in here as well. And between now and the next session, I'll upload these images for you because, again, it looks pretty cool. But this is the view, or one of the views of the crashed ship.
Oh yeah.
Big and overgrown, and the large starship appears to have crashed many, many years ago in the clearing, and it now resembles an overgrown hill. Only a few crumpled exhaust ports and a rear stabilizing fin jutted from the ground, indicating that the bulk of the vessel must have been underground. The visible portions of the ship were all heavily weathered and corroded, except for a hatch between the exhaust ports and the fin. And when we came across it, the hatch was open. Oh, so no, it wasn't. The hatch was sealed, but we were able to get it open and make our way into the interior. Immediately inside the hatch, we found a sleek hallway that was well lit by gold-trimmed sconces and blinking lights of a wall-mounted terminal near the exterior hatch to the west. The eastern end of the hall was crushed and collapsed, leaving only a doorway in an alcove to the southwest and another doorway in the center of the south wall. So when she went in, she was describing one off to the left. When she went into the hatch, it was completely collapsed, and there was, to her left, there appeared to be one hatch leading deeper in, and then there was another to her right. Directly ahead of her. And the one directly ahead of her is where we went, and what we found was an enormous engine room. Huge turbines had been knocked askew, wires hung loose, and red warning lights flared around the room. Most of that room was covered in moss and creeping vines, and an area at the eastern end of the room also contained 2 doors. The north door appeared intact, while the east door was hanging loose askew in its frame. What was once a door in the south was reduced to nothing but charred slag. But what was of most interest was the drive in the ship. The drive was unlike anything I had ever seen before. It seemed a bizarre and advanced form of rune drive. Some kind of magical fusion of technology and sorcery that I've never seen. I know that there are researchers in the Pact Worlds that would theorize about such things, but the age of this vessel and the advanced nature of it, it makes me think that this was here for quite some time. And the drone that fell, the thing that fell from the sky more recently, it seemed to have been in search of this ship. And if that drone is, as I suspect, from the Aslanti Empire, this may have been something they had been looking for, and it may be something that will bring them here. We need to prepare accordingly. Madelon. And you see him, he's kind of thinking, and then phew, the thing comes to an end. You have there's some images from the interior of the ship and whatnot that you can kind of flip through. JT and Tom, give me engineering checks, please. Just gonna see how much you guys can make from that. Okay, so JT for sure. Tom, I mean, what you can make out is this is obviously the interior of a ship. It appears that it's been there for quite some time. JT, the look, like the pictures of the drive, this is like completely beyond anything you've seen before. Like this is a level of advanced fusion of the when I say fusion, I mean like the specific fusing of magic and technology. This is unlike anything you've ever seen before. You know, no ship in the Pact Worlds makes use of this kind of technology, and to the best of your knowledge, no one uses, no other species has made use of this kind of technology. What you can tell with a roll that well too, this is a faster than light drive. This is something that either was developed before the what are they called? It's not jump drives. It's
drift drives.
Drift drives. Thank you. Yeah, this is either something before drift technology, or it is something that is a completely alternate source of it. Whatever the case may be, it's a phenomenally advanced thing. You would even go so far as to guess that it may be one of a kind.
Cool. Hey, Kev.
Yeah.
I've got this ability called Magic Item Scholar. Would it apply to anything for the ship? I just clicked on it.
I think that what you can tell with that'll bump your number up to a 20, and I think that what you can pick up, Tom, just from your technomancer perspective, and again, your Arcanarium Sage stuff, like it's a phenomenal feat of mystic engineering.
Okay.
And again, like this is, give me a mysticism check, Tom. I'm gonna see if you know of anything comparable to this.
15 with that bonus.
15 with the bonus, yeah. So, like, I think that what you've read about before is that there are other species, things that seem to be, planar linked or whatnot, and these are not super common. Like, these are fairly uncommon creatures, but you've heard of other species, other beings that are more, embodiments of the of extraplanar entities, them using power to shift, between space, using magic and other kinds of fusion technology. But this is unlike anything you've seen like that, and it's clear as well from what you can tell. This is from a mortal race's hands, even maybe a human's hand.
Okay.
Tom, why don't you give me a culture check, please? And I'm going to give you a +2 to the roll. Oh, sorry, Zakros.
Ah, okay. Culture check. 10.
10. So what you can, I think the extent of what you can tell is that this is Aslanti tech.
Yeah.
I
Tom
also
studied them.
Could Tom the android try culture as well?
Yes, because you've been searching for information relating to the Aslanti Empire as well. So go ahead. So Zakros says,
so crappy.
This is definitely
Aslanti tech, and Tom is like, I can see.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I'm saving all my double-digit rolls for combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so one sec here. What you can tell as well is this predates the drift. So this is a predates drift technology. This is before the gap.
Yeah.
So if this is some kind of, I mean, I don't think I need to tell your characters this, but if this represents some kind of pre-gap technology from the Aslantes, then that's that may be a significant benefit to the arms race, that may occur between the Veskarium, the Pact Worlds, and the aggressive Aslanti Empire. So what do you guys make of this stuff? That's a pretty big info dump for you. What are your characters thinking?
I think we destroyed
we can tell
that
why
drive.
the Aslanti are here.
It's sorted.
No, that would be a loss to civilization. We need to make sure we get it and they don't.
Oh yeah, totally agree. We totally need to rescue the drive.
But if it gets into the fingers of the Aslanti or in the hands of the Aslanti, then we have a huge problem.
Right, but that's why it's our duty to make sure it stays in the right hands.
Yeah. If it looks like we've lost, we'll have to think about maybe trying to blow it up from orbit or something. But I think our plan should be longer term to actually retrieve the drive.
Tom, would you kindly give me another mysticism check, please? Okay, so no framework for what it might be worth, but obviously the Arcanarium would pay a pretty penny for something like this.
Yeah, probably more if they had competing bids from the Starfinders or some governments.
The Abadar Corps, yeah.
Yeah, I think it could work out.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this is some serious kind of technology we have to deal with. And either we are able to secure this, and if not, we have to make sure we destroy it. I don't know. What do you say, Vuldan?
Voldan kind of like reloads his gun and grins, but doesn't provide any further insight one way or the other. He's assuming you know what that means.
Yeah.
What it might mean is that he's waiting for you guys to make up your mind, and then he's going to go along with it and pretend that that's what he intended all along.
So presumably, question is that drive still there?
Yeah.
Is
We have to figure that out.
Because these videos are several weeks old, are they?
Yeah.
No, at least a month.
At least a month old, because the Aslanti occupation.
I'm just thinking of the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe we need to get Madelon out or Sedona out of jail as well.
Yeah. So we have to cause some havoc here in the camp, and then we head off and look for the ship while the Aslanti are busy here.
Right, and if I remember correctly, there were two ways
right.
that we could distract Aslanti. They were turning off those sensors, and there was something to do with the graveyard over here, but I can't remember what that was.
Yeah.
Ambush.
Ambush.
Yeah, I think we were going to try and like reduce their numbers a bit. I think that might be the next step, make them feel a bit more under pressure.
Should we do that first, or I guess that would be before we loose the animals?
Yeah, I think we're going to lose the Hobgars when we finally decide we're going to try and break into prison.
Okay, sounds good. Let's. Our next step would be the ambush then. Does Collins have any weapons, or is there any materials that we could use to make weapons?
Well, we have some of the rifles that we took from the cadets, and I think we've got a couple of spare like auto pistols. I think we've got one spare because I brought a spare with me, and I think the other spare is back on the ship.
Okay.
Of course, if we have some UBPs, we could go back to the ship and make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we could probably actually, I don't know, is where we are, has that got the equivalent of an engineering lab?
No, it's well, so I guess it would, I think, count as an engineering lab, but you don't have access to any, as you said last time, the Aslanti have sort of
they probably taken
secured
all the good stuff.
Yeah, like most of the stuff that people would need on a day-to-day basis, they've got that stuff, but any UPBs is something that can easily be repurposed by anyone's technology. So they've taken that stuff in to support the occupation.
All right.
Yeah, so we're stuck with what we've got, and I think we had about 5 or 6 rifles, and I think we've got a pistol.
I got 2 extra rifles with me.
Yeah. Well, I think we took the rifles. I mean, they're probably stacked down here with everything else.
Yeah.
Because I took at least 2. When I get some UBPs, I was going to try and convert one into a sniper rifle.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to make some grenades. I've got a good spell to combo with grenades.
Yeah, because quite often sniper rifles are just converted rifles. So I would imagine you pay the difference, or I don't know. But,
yeah, I'm not too sure. Knowing that that's what you guys got planned, I'll have to take a look at the craft rules between now and next session. Okay, so what's the plan for the next, guys?
Let's go for that. Maybe we should figure out and set up an ambush then.
Yeah, I think trying to reduce their numbers because they're already on edge because we've heard that. Maybe we need to try and take out that sergeant and take out their higher level. Because, I mean, they appear to be quite junior. If we target their senior NCOs, they'll be less effective because they'll be... Which is why I wish I had a sniper rifle.
Is anyone trained in life science?
I am.
Can you make drugs or poison their food or?
Ooh.
I never even thought of that. Quite possibly.
So because I checked, I can treat all the diseases and drugs, but I forgot to put a point into life science. Yeah.
You take a look.
To do the opposite. Yeah. So if they have to eat somewhere, they have to have rations or Maybe we could get in there.
Uldan can tell you that it's probably in the bunker. In there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'd have to break into there. I think the idea of trying to like take down their numbers might not be a bad idea.
So we could.
And there was something else about a problem they were having with the water.
Yeah, there was something unusual going on at the water reclamation. Water reclamation's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could do your magic there.
I mean, we could always just tell the residents, like everyone we know, we could get spread out the word. Don't stock up some bottled water and don't drink from the source for the next couple of weeks.
I think Ibretta can inform all the others about this, so we don't have to worry about that.
So, well, I'll ask Ibretta, what was the problem with the water source? As I don't seem to have actually written it down.
There, the one sec here.
So I don't know if I could do poison because I'll probably need UBPs of some sort, and I need a workshop, I think.
Yeah.
So the Aslanti are rationing water to keep colonists in line. And if you liberate the moisture collector, that may boost morale. Though she's heard strange things when people have been... She's heard that something strange is going on there when people have gone to collect their ration.
You know what? I like that better than hitting the patrol at the cemetery, because then not only do you reduce their numbers by taking out some of the numbers who are guarding the water station, then we also liberate that at the same time.
Well, yeah, because we want to help the colonists' morale, because they're going to be cracked down on by the Aslanti. So anything we can do to help,
right?
They're going to say, "Oh well, they're helping us with water, so we're not going to turn them in if they."
Right. So if we take out the cemetery, or the patrol at the cemetery, we reduce their numbers. If we hit the water, we reduce their numbers and fix and boost morale.
Okay. So do we want to go and have a look at this water fountain then, or the water reclamation place?
I mean, we could do several things the same time. I mean, the settlers here, they could help us. You could make a poison. We give it to them. They take care about the water supply, and we take care of the other things that the people cannot do here.
Well, we'd have to ask Ibretta. I mean, do they have any Maki who are actually going to take direct action, or are they not happy with doing that yet?
I mean, they set up a trap in that building, so let's ask her.
Well, that's setting a trap is a bit different to turning out with guns and potentially having to.
They were able to sneak in there, set up a trap. So, don't you think they could poison the water supply?
Well, what do we make the poison out of?
Yeah, I don't think we can.
I think you'd have to have. Well, unless we want to go and find stuff in the jungle, I suppose.
Well, so one of the difficulties she may suggest in this is because they've the length of the occupation and the enforcement of rationing from the get-go. If you poison the water supply, you're going to leave the rest of the colony. I was thinking
we're going to hurt the colonists more than the
but
Aslanti.
After that, I could treat the water treatment and repair the damage.
Yeah, I don't think it's the point, because I can't craft poison anyway.
All right.
Without the crafting rules, you need a lab or the tools. I don't have any gear whatsoever. Okay. I'd be scraping off mold from old tools and throwing the water.
I inside of the fridge.
Everyone drops in the water supply.
But isn't there in the jungle some poisonous plants which we can use? Or I mean, do we have to use UPBs? I don't know the rules about that actually.
I would if you're going to spend time collecting stuff in the what do you call it, in the jungle or jungles and Nacondas, I'll let you make a life sciences roll, but I will be making random encounters, random encounter rolls during that period, because there's all sorts of horrible shit in the.
That's the risk we have to take.
Yeah.
Every little helps.
You know what? I don't know if that because then if we do something and mess it up and it does permanent damage to their water supply, like this is where they need to drink. So unless we could find a way of making sure it's only temporary, we could get more enemies and friends.
Yeah, let's ask our dungeon master. If I am trained in medicine.
Yep.
If we could make the poison that it only lasts for 1 or 2 days, that it wears off automatically.
Yeah.
Would that be possible?
So what would the way that poison, actually this is an opportunity to talk about the poison rules in Starfinder, because I like them a lot because they're very adaptable. It's all afflictions. It's all same set of rules that use like curses and poisons and diseases. So you can actually make them do different things.
We don't have to create a poison that kills them, but we can make one that makes them asleep or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that would be probably the Constitution track. It would be a Constitution track poison. That would leave them unconscious. Well, I guess, or you could be intelligence. Or could leave them comatose.
Or that they're even weakened only. That they're not able to work 100% anymore. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty much any of them can do that. And then the frequency for saves. Let's see here. So how, and you want it to last for a day or so, right?
Yeah.
We do have a science lab back on the ship, but
so I think what it would be is really I would build it as a disease, not as a poison, and it would effectively be
let them get the shits.
Yeah, Devil's Chills is a frequency of 1 day. It's actually fairly low. So 6. So I think the DC to craft this stuff, assuming you can find the supplies for it, and I think that would be there's no survival skill in this, right? It's life sciences. Is it?
Yeah,
is there
life science to create it and medicine to treat it.
But there is a survival skill.
There is a survival. So it would be survival to find the materials to do it, right? Yeah, so I'd say survival to find the sort of supplies to make it. It would be life sciences to craft it, and then it would be medicine to treat it. Yeah. Otherwise, and DC. I'm going to say that DC to craft the stuff would be 18.
So I've got about 50-50 chance of pulling it off.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's worth it, considering we'd have to find it. We'd have to fight random encounters to get to it. And we might just be better to, instead of like fight random planet, creatures on the
DC
planet.
for 18 is only the crafting check. That's not necessarily how hard it's going to be to find the stuff with survival or whatnot.
So yeah, so even if we find it, I only have a 50-50 shot of being able to make it. So, and then we'll probably have to fight a bunch of creatures in the jungle. It might be better if we just, use our weapons against the Aslanti.
Brand, do I strike you as a DM who loves using random encounters in the wilderness? Come on.
You might have used them once or twice in the past.
Where's my copy of Wilderness Survival Guide?
You are too pessimistic. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think there's also the
right at hand, guys. I'm ready for you to go anytime you're ready.
But I think we might trigger retaliation against the colonists. If they think the colonists have done it, they might sort of, take more hostages or shoot people.
Well, if they go to have a mass execution, that's another chance for us to stage an ambush. Probably with a sniper's rifle.
Okay.
Well, assuming they're going to do it under the Well,
I mean,
so the problem was that they were rationing access to the water.
Yeah. So that means that
how do they do it? How are they doing it?
Oh, they have set times when they can go and pick up water, and that's it. And they're instructed to stay away from the water otherwise. And everyone has, like, after the first couple of people were shot, they sort of have, the colonists have largely fallen in line. I guess the other thing you should mention too is there is a a resistance that's forming amongst here too, but there are probably an equal number of like Quisling-esque, collaborators too. There's people who are just like, well, this is, I guess, the way things are now, so we best go along with what they want us to do, and anything that I can do to improve my position and try and help my family, I'll go along with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe we try and ambush the guards that are like doing the preventing of people going. I mean, that's another way of taking out some of their number and making.
Yeah, I think it might be the same. I think that might be the same ones that are at the cemetery. It's just that when they get, we have time to get to the cemetery.
Where we do it. I mean, the cemetery is closer to the jungle, so we could sort of disappear off to the north fairly easily. But I think it's a question of which one do we want to try and like take out some of their cadets at.
Yeah, I'm fine with, and that's fine if we want to take out the that patrol. My only thoughts was if we take out the water. Do we know if how heavily the water is the water treatment plant is garrisoned?
On a day-to-day basis, none. But again, like, people have realized that they don't. If they go there and try and take more than their ration, they'll get shot.
Okay, so so I think we should do both. Maybe we ambush the soldiers and then do the water, or do the water and then ambush the soldiers.
Let's ambush the soldiers first, because that will reduce the number of soldiers to enforce the curfew on the restrictions on the water.
Right.
Okay. Is that the plan then, guys? We're going to set up an ambush?
Sure.
Okay. So let's start with this first. I'm going to make Zakros, you're going to make the stealth check again, but we're going to do a group sort of thing here. Okay, so you're getting +2 from Voldan. Tom and JT, would you kindly give me stealth checks as well? Let's see if you're...
Oh, are we going to do this today or tomorrow?
Oh, Tom! Nat 1! Oh, boy.
Oops.
How does JT do? If he gets a crit, then I'll say that offsets it, but...
I think I saw that coming. I said, hang on. Don't go this way. Don't do this.
Do you want to spend your Nova point?
I spent my Nova point. Yeah.
Nice! Look at that. So, Brent, go ahead and give me a different stealth check.
Okay. Well, I can't do worse, so let's try this again.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you have a total, Zakros, of +6 to your roll. Go ahead and make your roll.
Right. Okay, good luck. Ugh.
Whoa! Again! Holy shit. Okay, give me 1 sec here. I need to look something up.
It's a good job we're not doing these in secret.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd rock up and they'd sort of jump out from behind the trees and pointing guns at and saying, hands up.
All right. So, let's see here.
How do you say, for you, the war is over in Islandi? To use the cliche.
Yeah. All right. So what is your total with the +6? It's 13, right?
13. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. So what happens is you guys, and is it just because of the you spent the day hacking and viewing all these files and whatnot? I'm assuming it's at earliest probably like late afternoon, maybe getting into evening when you're going to do this ambush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, evening makes sense for an ambush because then we can. I was going to assume we'd go off to the north after the ambush and then circle round.
Okay, so you guys are making your way through the jungle to get your way over to the cemetery, and your marching order I think was before Voldan, and then I think Tom, Zakros, and JT. Is that right, or was Zakros at the rear?
I don't know. I think I was at the rear. Yeah.
Okay.
I think when it was in the dark, I think I was near the front because obviously I've got night vision.
Right. Okay.
But presumably it's like twilight, so it's not totally dark yet.
No, but I think it's actually almost worse. You know how it is when there's that dusky twilight and it's got that weird angle of the light, so it's grayish, and you're in the forest as well. You're seeing no problem, JT. Like this is perfect.
But I think
time of day for
before
you.
it was me and Tom were acting as trailbreakers for the others because they don't see as well as we do.
Yeah. Does Voldan do Vesk have dark vision? I actually don't remember.
That's a good question. I think he could see in the dark, but I'm not sure.
I thought that it was you were the
it was
only one
only
who couldn't.
Kesvana and Zach
got low light.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are making your way through there. Oh, you know what? I forgot.
Yeah, he has low light vision.
Something very important. Because you see, recently, one of our distinguished German players had a birthday. And there's only one thing he asked for. And I'm going to say that Abrietta has put together some night vision goggles for you.
Ah, fantastic.
They're not the replacement of your eyes yet.
Yeah.
But so you and Zachros, she's managed to cobble something together that's like repurposed lenses from the Aslanti thing. So I think they've got, they're maybe like it's what it'll look like is, I don't know if you guys ever played Splinter Cell, but it's going to have that Sam Fisher style like thing where there's not, like there's darkness, but then there's one single Aslanti. Like if you look at the
dots.
Yeah. So it looks like
okay.
But with a red sort of thing. That's what's been repurposed is the sensors in the Aslanti gear. So you guys have that now, and you can add that to your Voldan and for JT or not JT for Zachros. So
I thank Ibretta, and I'm really grateful. Yeah.
Nice.
What I always wanted.
Excellent. So you guys make your way, you're making your way through this jungle. You know, you're JT and Tom, you're carefully. Tom, do you have junk armor on or not?
What I might do is sort of leave have gone to the jungle, just leave it off, and then when we're expecting something, or unfortunately if we get ambushed, then put it on.
So you're lugging along your junk bag.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're good. A good point. So it probably makes more sense just to have it on because it probably disperses the weight easier.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like you rolled fine for your stealth, so I'm not concerned with that. I just want to know what we're dealing with right now.
No, I'm just trying to from like a personal perspective, like when you have it on or in the but yeah, the weight's probably more evenly dispersed over his body if I put it on.
Is junk armor a cantrip or is it a first level spell?
It is a first level spell.
Okay, so you've used up one of your first level spells then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are making your way along. Again, like there's that really thick, overgrown jungle. At this time of night, the mist is starting to come in even thicker. You know, you can hear the sound of the forest kind of creaking. You can hear the sound of the wildlife around. Again, there's that fucking hooting of the hobgars off in the distance. Those things are not bashful, that's for sure. And you reach a certain point where you guys are about to go around a corner, and then Voldan sort of stops for a moment. And then as Tom and JT, you're about to kind of make a run from one to another, you suddenly are, pulled back as Voldan kind of grabs the scruffs of your necks, pulls you back, and he points up, and you see one of those, or two of those Aslanti security drones goes drifting by overhead. Those things that had those blasters, those stun blasters, and the those what do you call it? Like not grapple, but those sticky grenades as well. Oh, here we go. There they are.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take cover and put my sunglasses on.
Yeah, you stop. Oh, that's right. They had that dazzle effect too. Jeez. So they were drifting past and then go on. And Tom, your stealth roll beat theirs by 1. So Zachros, good roll. I had to look up what their bonus was, but yes, you stop, and then you guys otherwise are able to make it to the graveyard unobstructed. Let me move over to a different map here, and I'll position you guys on here. Let's see. Oh, mama! What's going to happen? Okay. Pretty good. Oh, and hold on. What did I do here? Oh, no.
Don't think we can see it yet. So whether you...
Oh, no, I haven't moved you over yet. I just wanted to make sure. I was looking at the map. I'm like, this is one of the things that if I was to fault Paizo on it is one of the things they tend to do in Starfinder Adventure Paths adventures because they are shorter than the Starfinder or Pathfinder equivalent. They tend to cram important tactical maps all onto one page. And they've done this in some of the more recent Pathfinder ones as well, too. But what it means is it's really fucking tricky to make a map that isn't just a really cramped environment. They are beautiful maps, but I was looking at this. I'm like, why can I not see more of the graveyard? I'm like, oh, because there is no more of the graveyard. So let me, what I'm going to do.
Yeah, small colony, advanced technology. People don't drop off the way they used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think they've had some sort of firing squads going.
Yeah.
Lots of fresh graves.
Yeah.
We need a necromancer in the party.
That'll be my next.
Just hand them out the rifles and just say.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, let me move you guys over here, and then I will refresh.
Not sure Zachros would be too happy about that, though.
Well, I'm closer to a necromancer than you think.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how Pharasma feels about, literally resurrecting people.
Well, they're not really resurrecting. They're just, sort of shambling.
Okay. So, guys, everyone should have control over their tokens now. Mm-hmm. This is the cemetery. So, what you have, I've had it described as is, let me see here. There we go. Is that there is a, it is a squad of 4 that will that often make their way through the edge of the cemetery. Yeah. So each of these headstones, guys, is certainly far enough to give you it's headstones that are heavy wrought. Hold on. The colony cemetery is not large, consisting of only a few headstones and the heavy wrought iron fence in a clearing hacked out of the forest. A stone plinth near the center of the area is carved with a list of names. A gravel trail near the cemetery is covered with fallen leaves, and a thick mist surrounds the graves. So they sort of march their way along here. Each of the squares is 5 feet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
they'll be in this area here.
Yeah, and you guys would have had. They'll walk past there. Yeah.
Okay.
So do we want to ambush from the?
Is heavy and to help you with your tactical decisions here, guys. The fence around the cemetery is heavy and ornate, providing cover as well as a +4 circumstance bonus to stealth checks.
Is that better than the forest to the south? Yeah, I think it probably is, actually.
And do the tombstones provide cover?
Tombstones would provide improved. I think if you duck behind them, it would probably provide improved cover.
Okay.
Well, I think the idea is we're going to line up sort of here and maybe here.
We could even stand a bit further back. That'd be pretty close. Like, what if we, I don't know, put ourselves like even like here?
Well, some of us have only got quite short range weapons.
Oh, okay, I see.
Don't forget, a lot of us are using pistols, which is like 30 feet. So.
Oh yeah, I guess.
And also
range 5, 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we might need to, if the combat goes wrong, run out the back, but.
Gotcha.
So presumably.
Voldan wants to know what plan you or asks you to consider the sealing off their escape as well too. You don't want them to be able to run and call for backup.
So, do we have one person hiding sort of either side of the road to block off the forward and back, and then have two people ambush from the cemetery? And then we have someone in front and someone behind that then steps out and then shoots at the front and rear.
Do we know which direction the patrol walks from?
From the bottom right up towards the top left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think any of us have anything AoE, unfortunately.
No, I've got a smoke grenade, but I was saving that for if we have to get out of somewhere in a hurry.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna, if we smoke them, that's not gonna.
Somebody have a sticky grenade?
No, we had those drones, just the drones. We'd have to take out one of those drones to get some.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have two people in the cemetery by the ornate gates. We have people hiding and waiting for them to go past at the back and at the front.
Okay.
So if someone sort of hides there and someone sort of hides,
Where
up
do you
here,
want? Where do you want Vuldan?
well, he's melee, isn't he, as well?
Yeah.
He can be.
Yeah, I think maybe we have Volden in the cemetery,
Okay.
and then the people that are good at stealth do the hiding bits. So that would be me, and who else is okay at stealth? Oh, it's just me. It's good at stealth, isn't it? Yeah.
Who's the other stealthy member of the party? Oh yeah, nobody.
Well, in that case, if I hide at the back so that they don't see me and walk past, we can have someone, or maybe Voldan could sort of like go, rather than draw on the map, sort of go up here, and they could sort of hide behind this thing here.
Which thing? So I'm not seeing any
No, me neither.
ping here.
Oh, there.
Okay, yeah, you want Vuldan over there?
Because then he can effectively, he can sort of crouch down behind that fence, and he's got two sets of stuff.
Right.
All he needs to do is step out. And I was thinking, if
And
I
race over.
hide, and if I hide here, I can then let them go past.
Even with his crappy stealth. Now, let me check with.
If I say, sorry,
Oh, go ahead, Brent.
I was gonna say if I get Tom to say somewhere back here, I can open up with magic missiles and still be fairly far away. And then if I have to move in for a pistol attack, then I can do that.
I'm going to let everybody take 10 on their stealth check as well, because it's going to be contested by perception anyway. So if you guys want to, like, I'm assuming you're doing like, movie ambush, military ambush style stuff where you're making sure that there's lots of trees covering you or whatnot. You've, blackened your faces if need be.
I think we have to attack them. Will we attack them when they're near the entrance? Is that right?
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
I have to be really close for my powers, at least 25 feet away from them.
But if you pop out, you could probably get there in a move action, right?
Yeah. So.
Or a charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think if the two people at the front and the back are sort of effectively let the ambush happen, and we'll delay until after the ambush hits, then we can step out, do a move, and then shoot or whatever.
Okay.
Well, Kev, we sort of have an idea of what their sergeant looks like compared to like the markings for a sergeant versus a regular troops and stuff.
The sergeants have a full face one, do they?
Yeah, what you know is so far is that the regular members of the Aeon Guard look like this.
Okay.
Right. It's all been open-faced. You've been assuming that they're cadets or someone in training or whatnot.
Okay.
So does that affect your planning at all?
No, I just if there's a ranking member and we open fire, I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way to visually identify who would be like the,
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys haven't done any reconnoitering either yet. You've sort of been dealing with either like running away from whatever you've whenever you hear them, or you've been just like shooting them down. I think every member of the Aeon Guard that you've seen so far has been one of those cadets, right?
Yeah, would we
Hmm.
have had the wherewithal to ask about that before we left?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you asking about?
Just if there's a way to identify ranking officers, like is there like a difference between a cadet or a regular trooper or a sergeant? So if we're doing that, we could figure out who's commanding the patrol and target them.
Yeah, so I think what this will be a flashback scene before you came here, where you're talking to Abretta, and what she says is, there are a few of them, including that lieutenant, and there's another leader as well too, he doesn't look like the others. He has an open-faced helmet, but he's got that like emerald green armor, the same way that the rest of the Aeon Guard has. Okay. Not the white with green highlights that the cadets have. Okay. And that's when Voldan says something that maybe can give you a little more food for thought here. They've sent to recover this drone like mostly cadets.
Yeah, that sounds weird, eh?
It seems strange.
Yeah.
If the Veskarium doesn't send a bunch of fresh recruits with a couple things to recover something of importance for the Empire or for the Veskarium, and say what you will about the Aslanti, they are not tactically stupid. They've got an impressive military, which is the reason they've been able to keep themselves so secret and so apart from the rest of the galaxy. Why have they sent a bunch of cadets down to recover this? If it's as you guys think, that these people are here in response to the drone finding this rune drive, this ancient rune drive, why the hell are there a bunch of cadets with some actual members of the Aeon Guard supporting them here?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question.
Was it a scientific vessel that arrived here and they're waiting for backup?
Yeah, maybe this was just the first vessel that came here, and
we happen to be closest.
Because the vessel that dropped these people off went away, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, so maybe they're waiting for someone to come back with the grown-ups, as it were.
Does that mean that you guys have only a matter of time until the grown-ups show up?
Well, yeah, I think the sooner we do this, the better.
Yeah, that one makes sense.
Okay. That was just a little tidbit, I think, that Voldan would certainly pick out as part of his tactical plan. So anyway, back to this. So do we have our plan in place? Do we have our heroes in place, guys?
Yeah, so what the plan is, we're going to, the two of us in the center here are going to open up, and then the other two are going to come out and close the escape routes, correct?
Yeah.
Now, is everyone in place to be, or in range of your telepathic link, Zakros?
Yeah, I activated, and...
You said it's 30 foot, right? Yeah. So it appears that Voldan and JT may not be.
The range is 120 foot.
Once you get it activated, I think.
Yeah.
So you have to be in the close range to...
So that will cover the whole thing, I guess.
Okay, hold on here. You can send a short telepathic message and hear simple replies.
Yeah.
You must be able to see
but the range... Yeah, I have to contact each individually.
Yeah, so it's not like a psychic link or something like that. It's
no. But I can contact, for example, Voldan and wait for his response. The next round I could contact JT.
Yeah.
But don't you have that as well, Tom?
Yeah, maybe I'll put one up as well, and that'll be helpful.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. That's cool. Okay.
Oh, and mine's actually useful because I can do the same thing with computers and drones and such.
Yeah.
Technomancer.
Cool. Okay. All right. So what do you guys? Can you maybe ping on the map where is it that you intend the patrol to be? Or what I can do is I can actually just move them square by square as you move through, and you guys can tell me when you want to spring it. Why don't we do that?
I don't take 10 because chance is 50-50. I roll for the stealth. Okay.
You're gonna roll for the stealth, okay?
Yeah, I do.
So go ahead, and it gives you you'll have a total of +4.
10.
Awesome! Yes! Oh, so good. All right. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Is, actually, I gotta take. I know we're getting close to quitting time. I need to take just 2 minutes to go to the washroom before we start. So I'll be right back, guys. You can take a break, or you can discuss any of your last minute things. You know what we need to do, guys, is in my absence, maybe you could click on wrong thing. Click on your token and go ahead and roll initiative, please.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Oh, that's
actually.
Equipment.
It's only really me that has to hide because they're going to be a long way away.
Yeah. Does anyone know where the night vision goggles are? Are they in the main core rule book, or are they in the armory? Is there night vision goggles at all?
Let me check.
I couldn't find any in the core rule book.
What are you looking for?
Night vision goggles. Or
Are they in the armory?
Is it an armor enhancement that could also?
Oh, maybe. Let me take a look at the armory. What we got here? Tech items. There's micro goggles.
Oh yeah, what can they do?
Proximity helmet. Clear sight goggles. What do those do? Oh, that's awesome. So there's goggles that actually allow you to see through fog, foliage, smoke, and any other vision impairing elements.
Yeah, but what is the level?
That is a level 5, so that's better than just dark vision. So I imagine.
I've got a spell that's called Supercharge Weapon. So if I was holding someone's weapon, I could cast it and then they could attack. What it does is, if you hit, it would add 46 to the damage. But if you miss, it's a complete waste of spell.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, I'll click on. Oh, I gotta. Where is it? Vuldan.
So if
It's
anyone,
initiatize.
this is what it looks like.
Boom. Okay.
Yeah. I know one player in my group, he was a sniper. He used that and he wasted it once. That's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, it would work better with grenades where you have a better chance of hitting.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, guys, let me get my thing set up here. Okay. So it is a tense wait as you're waiting for the patrol to come by. You can hear the sounds of the jungle around you. Hold on. Do I have a jungle sound?
Jungle Boogie.
Oh, I do. Nice. This is the one thing. So for those listening at home, Roll20, I really cannot say just how great, enough good things about the audio stuff in Roll20. I just love it. I really wish I would be able to carry it over into the chat. You know what maybe I'll do next time I run, I'll try using my speaker for that to try and capture some of the ambient sounds and see if that completely fucks up our audio, because it is really fucking cool. Ooh, a bird. Okay, so you guys are crouched behind. The mist is coming in heavy. You're all secured in your position.
I feel like home.
Yeah,
I am home.
And let's move these guys, and that's when, boom, they come walking in, looking off and studying the scene. So they've made their way up to about here. Go to the wrong layer here. Boom. They've been slowly making their way. I'll start them at the point they come on here. Forward, a little further forward, a little further forward. And that's when one of them stops. Says, "Hey, Sergeant," and you can understand this now, guys, because of your now proficiency with English. They point directly towards you, Zachros. What's that over there? Whew. And
now it's go time.
Me.
Yeah, I say it's
I'll show you
me,
where.
your worst nightmare.
Here we go. You want to see where they are in the initiative order? This is perhaps my new favorite reveal.
Yeah, go ahead.
1,
20,
2,
25.
3. 17.02.
All right.
Okay. So what happens is Vuldan sort of grips his... I think he's not going to act just yet. You know what I'll do here? If Vuldan makes like a really insane perception check, because he's a soldier, because he's so primed for jumping in on combat, if he makes a really fucking great perception roll, he's going to know this is coming, that things are about to get south. He can see them like, they can see him, and go racing in.
Yeah.
So let's see how Vuldan's perception goes here. His massive +0 to perception. There we go. Boom! Nat 20!
Nice.
Holy shit! Okay, then Vuldan sees this is coming. So he, I guess, turns, screams, and goes running down in towards them to try and get into melee, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's his move. And then I can't remember.
What kind of soldier is he? Is he a blitz soldier or?
I have absolutely no idea. Let's see what his special abilities are. He is opening volley is his ability. So he deals damage with a range attack on his first time. He gains +2 on his next melee attack. So I think he would have known that. So let's see. He's going racing in, and then he can just make a regular attack with his azimuth laser rifle, and whoa, that hits! Nice. Holy shit, that's a great damage roll. So there, one of them, he points off. He's like, there he is over there. But Vuldan is faster, goes racing in, boom, blasts one of them. And then we go to the Aeon Guard cadets. So I think what they're going to have to do is he has definitely drawn the fire from all of these guys. I'll do them one at a time here. They're all going to open fire on Vuldan. And let's see here. Their bonus is okay. +6. Here we go. So +2. Neither of those. Oh, one of them might hit. What's Vuldan's KAC? His KAC is 16. Pretty good. Wow. All right. So both of those miss. Both of those miss. Both of those miss. Nat 20. Oh shit. Let's get the old critical hit deck out. This one's yours, Brent.
Yes.
I'm not going to open up yours without cause. I'm opening up mine. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. Critical hit. I'm just going to cut to the middle here. Boom. It is target loses scent-based blind sight, and sense through abilities for 24. Oh, it's kinetic. Target moves one step down the strength poison track until healed. Whew. So Vol'dan, I think there's one shot that just like there's all this fucking hail of gunfire that comes in towards him. But let's see here, negative levels. Drain.
Is it laser weapons they're using, or is it
no? Just like the others, it's the kinetic.
So I assume it's really loud, isn't it?
It's quite loud. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So hold on. What does track 2 of poison do? Where is it here? Is it on the DM screen? It is not. Give me one sec. We haven't. Actually, I think we did this last time, didn't we? We had the poison thing. I need to stop and look it up. So I got to make sure to remember this now. So the first one is strength is weakened. So he is weakened. -2 to his things. Where is it? Weakened. Is that not a condition? I thought that's a condition.
Should be, yeah.
Oh, maybe weakened is one of those compound conditions that has shit that comes with it. So I don't see it on there. Let's see here. I should have taken up my damn decks. I got my critical fumble, critical hit, and my conditions deck, and I did not bring any of them out. Cav, what are you doing? -2 on strength-based agility checks, damage rolls, skill checks, and DCs of spells and special abilities decreased by 2. And carrying capacity is reduced. Eesh. All right, so we'll just remember that. Wham! And there's one more. Oh, and then the damage was... wrong dice. 7 points of damage. Fortunately, Vol'dan is quite tough. And then there's the last 2 to fire. Bam, 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 bam. Fuck, 1 hits again. Jeez. Does not crit, thankfully, but does hit. So Vol'dan takes all of the fire from you guys as these guys are just emptying their guns. Bam, 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 bam. Tom, what are you doing?
All right. Which one did he refer to as Sergeant that we heard being referred to?
You don't know.
Okay. I will use a full round magic missile against the one directly in front of Vol'dan. That's the one he hit?
Yep.
All right. Well, then I will make an attack against him.
Okay, go ahead and click on the spell. It should do all the dice rolls for you. Ooh, yeah, so that one is blasted down. This torrent of blaster fire goes out, knocks that thing down. That's it for you. Zakros, what are you doing?
Can I distinguish somehow the sergeant from
Not
them?
really, no.
No? Okay, then I take the guy who is at the wall.
Yep.
And I cast Mind Trust. So I crush his mind. I fry his mind.
Okay, so it's I have to make a save, is that right?
Hang on.
Here, click on it, and I got...
hang on. First I post it, then you can see.
Sure.
Mind Trust. Okay.
There we go, Mind Thrust.
A will saving throw to half the damage.
Okay, and the DC... Oh, that's terrible damage roll.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. So DC would be what? 10 plus your level plus your stat? Is that right?
Yeah, I guess so. Wisdom, is it? Just hang on.
Just bring objects.
Last time I was better prepared.
Yeah, that's okay. We've been a month away from the game, so we're all feeling a little rusty. Let's see here.
Mystic.
Stealth attacks.
10 plus... the difficulty for saving throw is 10 plus spells level plus my wisdom modifier. So
nice.
It's level 1 and my wisdom is 3, so it's 14.
14. Here we go. And fail.
Okay.
So this thing staggers back, having taken not a huge amount, but some damage.
Yeah. That's my... that was 25 feet. Is that okay if I... No. I'm level 2, so 30 feet.
30
One,
feet away.
two- Is
Yep.
that okay,
Yeah.
or do I have to move?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's in range. That one is. I mean, I
Yeah.
think the others are, but
Okay, so you still have a move if you want as well, Zakros.
No, I want to hide behind the gravestone.
Okay, JT, what are you doing?
I'm going to step to there. Can I then effectively lean round and shoot round that corner?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I'm going to shoot. Well, I'm going to do trick attack first on the nearest one, and then try and shoot them.
And what is it? What do you want to use for your trick attack?
Stealth, I think.
Sure, yeah, go ahead. Make your roll.
Maybe throw a branch to startle them or something.
Sure. I think you've been like as they walk past, we see like there's the shadow underneath the bush, and then as they pass by, we just see this like white-haired face kind of come out from nowhere. Whoa, nat 20. Yeah. Holy shit. I'll actually give you a +2 to hit with that then too. Because that is a fucking great roll. Mo, you've been rocking the nat 20s today. That's like your third today.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try and do a full attack on that. So bang, bang.
Go ahead. Oh, can you do that? I think that because full attack, isn't that a full action? And it's
no, yeah, I've got to do right,
because
ignore that one. Well,
actually,
no, sorry.
why don't you take that? That damage roll is pretty good, and I'll just apply the plus whatever. That's good enough to hit them anyway.
That was actually a single attack, actually.
No, because there's 2 attacks. Right. It's showing 2 in the display. First attack, second attack. What's the damage or the extra damage from the sneak attack?
1d4.
Okay, go ahead and roll 1d4. Okay, and blam. Ooh, okay, so 8, nice. So this, you hit that one right in the back, and it definitely pierces the armor. Oh, and they spin around and tries to see where you are, but I think because of that crit, it can't. It's gonna have to make a contested roll to try and spot you, unless you fire again next round. So that is it for JT, I think. Then Vuldan. Vuldan, in spite of his weakened condition, is going to carry on because he gets +2 to hit with his next melee. Drops his what do you call it? His rifle, pulls out that thunder hammer of his, and goes racing in to try and slam this, or assault hammer, not thunder hammer. Boom! Smashes into this one, crushing it to the ground. That is one down. But there is a bah, 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 bah. The sound of that crunch of it hitting kind of echoes out. Okay, next up is the Aeon Cadets. So what they do is the one that has not been hit by anybody, it kind of looks around and it touches the... it doesn't have to do this, but I think that it's the international sign of I'm activating my comm. So it will do that. Where am I here? It activates the thing, and it says, Master Olaraja, we're under attack. And we're at the cemetery. And then it turns, and it starts running away. And it's going to be 30 feet away, I think. The other one is going to move 30 feet back. And it's going to try and do departing fire on Vuldan. That is a +6. So that's a 20. So it does hit Vuldan again. Blam! 5 more points of damage to Vuldan. All right. So whoopsies. That ain't right. All right. That's more like it. Okay. So, then you can picture they're about 30 feet back or 10, 15 feet back, depending on the target, but still on the path. You can still see them. Tom, what are you doing?
Another full round magic missile at the guy who's making a run for it. I've got a range of 120 feet.
They're both. One of them is injured. One of them has not been.
Okay, I'll go for the uninjured one.
Uninjured one? Okay. Because why would you want to focus fire?
Well, as you said, the other one stopped to return doing covering fire, right?
They both moved an equal amount. Just one had to spend the action to contact the master. The other one just spent its action.
Okay, well, you know what? I will take the covering fire guy out then.
Okay. Go ahead and make your spell roll.
So
That's 2, 6, nice, 8 in total. Okay, so that one that's doing the covering fire,
it's +1 per dice too. It's 1d4 +1 per dice.
that's already calculated in there.
Sorry, never mind. I'm on crack.
Yeah. All right. So you once again gesture, and these blue runes gonna form around you, and 3 blaster bolts go out, and that one is hit, boom, and hits the ground. Boom, another one down. There's just the one left that called the message in. Zakros, what are you doing?
Yeah, I go in range, and then I cast another Mind Trust.
Here it comes. And we make a check here. Fails save. And
11 damage.
11 points of damage. Nice. So as this thing's backing up, it's on the on the comms. She sees the ally go down. And what do we see as Zakros strides forward and casts Mind Thrust again?
I fry his mind.
Yeah.
His brain. And I don't know, does he survive this?
What? No, he's gonna be down. But what do we like? Do you stride out and there's like like kind of apparitions of ghosts that appear around you and then fly into this thing's head? Or
there's like ghostly figures around his head that butter at his skull.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they pass through him, and he kind of boom, and falls on the ground.
And I jump over the wall, grab his headset, and I try to remember.
One sec. I think the one sec. I'm trying to see how high. I don't want to screw over your.
Or I go through the door. It doesn't matter what is. I try to reach that cadet really quick.
Okay, yeah. So you go racing over, and then what do you do?
Yeah, and then I want to get his helmet and activate his intercom.
Yep.
And I try to remember what his voice was like, and then I say, false alarm. That was only some creatures here at the graveyard. Everything is okay.
What is the now for your voice modulator? Does it have to hear something before it can imitate it?
Yeah, I think I have to voice modulator. Hang on, we check it out. Is it equipment voice modulator? Yeah, they are vocal.
Okay.
There.
Okay, nice. Reshoot box. Okay, what I'll let you do is give me a disguise check at plus. Okay.
Okay, hang on.
And then we'll role play out what you do.
Yeah.
18. Nice. Okay.
I don't know if it already calculated. I assume it
to include the +2 from voice modulator.
Yeah.
It looks like it may have. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let me check here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and as you go past, you can see that Voldan is sort of, standing. Oh, he clearly that one of those first shots did hurt him.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means Okay, so what you hear from overhead, you're sort of your voice is almost perfectly mimicking not only the tone and timbre of it, but also the accent as well too. And you say in near flawless Aslanti, what?
I say, false alarm. There was some animals here at the graveyard that attacked us. Everything sorted.
Okay, you hear from above, all of you guys, that same that humming of the drones when they're on like full burn coming in. You look up and you can't see, they're not actually here yet, and we'll find out what happens in 2 weeks time.
All right.
Awesome. Okay, let me get out of here. And boy, we get out of exit game. I'll stop the sharing, and then we'll commence with the outro. All right. So for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for episode 6 of the Against the Aeon Throne adventure. It's an exciting episode today, and we certainly learned a lot. I look forward to seeing what happens and whether Zakros's ruse was successful or not. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, you can leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to respond in a timely fashion. Alternatively, you can shoot me an email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com, or you can reach me on Twitter. I am there as Dungeon Musings. In addition, what else? If you enjoy the content on this episode or the channel, you can also find me on the Dungeon Musings podcast, which you can find on any of your favorite podcast platforms, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, whatever. I talk about the campaigns often that I've got playing on the channel, as well as other just general theory things for running role-playing games. And finally, so you can also see that in the description of the video, there is a link to something called Heroes Save Villages. Now, from the time of recording now until July 1st, 2019, you can make donations to the Heroes Save Villages campaign. And for every $25 that you donate, you're entered into our raffle. And we have a charity raffle that's going on right now. The draw will be on July 1st, 2019. And our grand prize for the raffle is a brand new copy of the now out of print $500 US version of the Platinum Edition of the Waterdeep Dragon Heist Adventure. Again, it's something you can't get any longer. It was in print and it's out of print now. Every $25 that you donate gives you one chance to try and win that sucker at the grand drawing for the raffle. In addition to that, we've got a bunch of great other prizes that are available to win, including, let's see here, we've got a core rulebook for the Legend of the Five Rings role-playing game. We've got a core rulebook for the RuneQuest Glorantha that just came out from Chaosium. We've got both core rulebooks for Delta Green. In addition, we've had a bunch of publishers donate stuff to offer as prizes. Those include a copy of the core rulebook for the Warhammer Fantasy 4th edition role-playing game from Cubicle 7. We've had Pelgrane Press has donated a PDF copy of their Night's Black Agents role-playing game, as well as a copy of the PDF copy of the brand new Mutant City Blues 2nd edition. We also have full PDF libraries for the Conan 2D20 and the Star Trek Adventures campaign that was published by Modifius and very generously donated by them. And Paizo just got back to me this week, and Paizo has donated a copy of the Starfinder starter set. So if you enjoy this campaign in particular and you think you might like checking out the campaign, there is a copy of the Starfinder starter set that is available for a prize as well. There's also a bunch of other things, and if you want to learn more about the prizes that are available, there's a link to a video I shot about that. You can also learn more about Heroes Save Villages and the charity that it benefits, the SOS Children's Villages International charity, which is active in about 134 different countries. It provides support for about 80,000 children worldwide for kids who are abandoned or orphaned, and helps provide a stable and loving environment for them to actually enjoy a childhood in. So it's a really terrific charity that benefits from your generosity and gives you an opportunity to potentially win some cool gaming stuff. Last but not least, I want to thank my players. So guys, Brent, Tom, Mo, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm really thrilled to be back to this campaign, and I look forward to finding out what happens back on Nacondas in 2 weeks' time.
Thanks you. Thank you very much for DMing.
So for those listening at home, otherwise, thank you again for watching and joining us for yet another episode of the Against the Aeon Throne. And until next time, happy gaming.